We get dressed every single day, but have you ever really stopped to think about the incredible science that's literally woven into the clothes you're wearing right now? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden world of textiles. Think about it. It's a feeling we all know, right? That crisp, breathable comfort of a cotton kurta on a really hot day, compared to the smooth, almost liquid flow of a silk sari for a wedding. They look different, they feel different, they even behave differently. So what's going on there? Why?
Well, the secret isn't just in the big picture, the final garment you see. To really get it, we have to go smaller. I mean, much smaller. The entire story of that fabric, how it feels, what it does, it all begins at the microscopic level, with its most basic, tiny building block.
Okay, so before we dive any deeper, let's just establish the blueprint here. What is a textile, really? What's the fundamental design that all fabrics, from a tough pair of jeans to a super delicate scarf, actually follow?
At its absolute core, a textile is just a flexible material. But the magic is how it's built, and it's all done in stages. See, it starts with these tiny little strands called fibres. Those fibers get twisted together to make a continuous thread, which we call yarn. And then finally, that yarn is woven or knit together to build the fabric. Just remember that. Fiber to yarn to fabric. That's the whole journey right there.
So it turns out every single textile has two secret superpowers. First up is flexibility. This is what lets a fabric bend and fold and drape without breaking. It's the reason a beautiful dupatta has that graceful, elegant flow. The second superpower is called porosity, and that just means all the tiny, invisible gaps between the threads that let air and moisture pass right through. That's exactly why a khadi kurta feels so amazingly cool and breathable in the sun. All right, let's zoom in again. We're going past the fabric, past the yarn, all the way down to the absolute starting point of everything, the humble but totally heroic fiber. The source material we're looking at puts it perfectly. The fiber is the basic building block. Literally everything about the final fabric. Its strength, how soft it is, if it's shiny, all of that is decided by the properties of these tiny individual fibers. They are the foundation. Everything else is built on top of them.
So here's the crucial part. Not just any material can become a textile fiber. Nope, it has to pass a sort of checklist. First, it needs enough length just to be able to twist together with other fibers. It has to have strength, which is why the cotton in your denim jeans can take such a beating. It's gotta have flexibility, so it can bend and move, like how chiffon just drapes and flows. And finally, it needs something called cohesiveness, which is really just a fancy word for its ability to cling to other fibers. That's wool's secret. That stickiness creates tiny air pockets that trap heat, and that's why a woolen shawl keeps you so incredibly warm.
So when you put it all together, you start to see that your wardrobe is basically a museum of material science. Let's do a quick recap of how all these tiny elements come together to create the fabrics that we know and love. This slide just lays out the entire journey perfectly. You start with those fundamental building blocks, the fibers, each with its own special powers, like strength or flexibility. Then you spin them into yarn. And then you construct that yarn into the final fabric, which of course inherits all those amazing properties from the original fibers. It's really an amazing process, from something nearly invisible all the way to the clothes we wear every day.
So the next time you pick out an outfit, I want you to take a closer look. Really feel the fabric. Notice how it drapes. Think about why it keeps you cool or why it keeps you warm. Because now you know it's not just a piece of cloth. It's a little marvel of engineering that started its life as a single tiny fiber. So, what hidden science are you going to see in your clothes tomorrow?